Hey guys, this is Israel Yala Rivera talking to you about my Compass Points video. So chapter 5, it was a real eye-opener for me. I usually thought before this course start that early childhood actually was starting from 3-year-olds all the way to about the 3rd grade, give or take a year or so. Boy, was I wrong about that, and I'm happy to have been given the opportunity to be proven wrong with this chapter. And the videos that were attached to it. The early child, before 3 years old, actually needs a lot of stimulus, a lot of interaction to promote their mental development, their motor skills, and their social skills. So this chapter talked about such programs like Head Start and Early Head Start, and how these programs are helping bridge that gap between children who are not as fortunate to have parents that are able to do that for them at home. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in right into this compass. So I'll start with the W, and I'm worried that there's other people just like me who are ignorant to the fact that it's this short amount of time that is so crucial in a child's life, you know, that it's just going to waste. So I would definitely want to be part of something that expands people's knowledge on this, the community, parents, the schools. So that's what worried me. At the beginning I was actually worried, erroneously, that maybe we were throwing kids at schools maybe too early, that they weren't allowed to be kids and they weren't allowed to play outside, which is actually the opposite. Kids in this early Head Start environment actually get to play outside with other kids their age, and they get to actually use the proper toys that help them build those fine and gross motor skills. And they have a teacher who has been trained to help them interact, to help them develop, to help them be able to learn intellectually. So I'm glad that that's been put to rest now. And the N for me is I need to find out where can I volunteer, how can I expand upon this, where can I get more information. Though the chapter was very informative, I want to know so much more about it, because you hear so much that the early child, it's up to 5 years old before they have formed their personalities, and by the time they get to school, I'm talking about kindergarten and preschool, they're already 4 or 5. You know, they're pretty much done. So these early childhood years before 3 are very, very important, and that kind of sort of ties into my stance, my steps, my suggestions. If I were to have a suggestion for programs like this, is just advertisement. I knew very little about it, and I pride myself in being very knowledgeable about my community. Simple searches, knowing exactly what to search, I was able to find some programs, but without knowing how to search or where to search, these programs are not really going anywhere. So that would be my suggestion for it. And that leads me to the habits of mind. The habits of mind for me this time around are taking responsible risks. I want to be able to implement these things, to put myself out there in the community, you know, and that takes a certain level of risk. A lot of you are actually thinking about taking the responsible risk of opening up your own daycare. So you're gonna have to collaborate with the community, you're gonna have to go out and invest your money responsibly, but hopefully with all this education you're gonna be able to make that responsible risk. And the other one was thinking interdependently, because there's so many resources out there, and you don't want to duplicate the same resource, and money being kind of sort of at this tug of war between two organizations that do essentially the same thing, when they could just share the resource by one of them specializing in one thing and the other one focusing on something else that they're really good at. That way the community as a whole has more than one choice. So those are the two habits of mine that really stuck out to me, and I'm really glad that we're taking the time to study children under 3. I'm looking forward to your guys' videos. Hope you guys are having a great time and enjoying the class as much as I am. Take care.